Alrighty. Good afternoon, good morning, good evening. Happy Tuesday, happy Wednesday, happy whatever day of the week you're watching this fine broadcast on. It's the Iron Thunder Racing Network back for the Iron Thunder Racing League Season 10, race number 14, race number 1 of the round of 8 of Season 10 of the Premier Series, live from the virtual Kansas Speedway here in it says it's technically in Kansas City, but if I do remember right, it's not in Kansas City. It's on one of the suburbs outside Kansas City. This is the only track on the sim I can confirm is real. I'll be in Iowa in a couple weeks, so I can tell you that track will be real. But this is the only track on sim I can confirm is real. We are here tonight for the. Let me make sure I read this right. The Rays Right Turn on Life 201. Here from Kansas. We got 134 laps for you here tonight from this 1.5 mile super speedway. It's equivalent of 201 miles here tonight. Again, like I said, it's the first race of the round of 8. Last week from the Milwaukee Mile, we determined which 8 drivers are in the running still for the Season 10 championship. And here's what they look like. Here are your 8 drivers. Kevin Hash, Storm Patterson, Brandon Clistrus, Eric Drapeau, Matt Cherry, Matt Quick, Chris Gale, and Ryan Muniz. Those are your 8 drivers, all with a shot here for the next 3 weeks to race that 300-mile race for a championship at Charlotte. It's going to be a fun and exciting next 3 races, especially with this round. Having a mile and a half, a 2.66 mile super speedway, and a half mile short track. Very fun, very exciting racing we got going on over the next couple of weeks. Yeah, that's our points. Right now, Kevin Hash would be your points leader. He has those points he earned from winning 2 races in the stages he accumulated. He accumulated 21 bonus points there that carry through with him to this round. Does not carry on to the next round. You can see there's Storm with 13. Brandon just actually put it on the poll here. He had 10. Drapeau had 6 from his points position stage wins. Sherry got 5 from his win, and then 1 bonus point for Matt Quick from his stage win. So yeah, there's where all those points came from. I feel like I typed that in wrong. Hang on. It's for 3 drivers. No, I typed it in right. Okay. I did type it in right. So there is that. So those are your 3 drivers on this round of the playoffs. Right now they're qualifying. They got about a minute 19 left. And right now, that 25 machine of Brandon Kluster, who's currently sits on the pole with a 29.832, about 67 1,000ths of a second quicker than Brandon Pamitat right now in qualifying. So we got that going on. Again, we'll click on a name here that's in the playoffs. So we'll click on current points leader, Kevin Hash. He'll have this wonderful border around his name that says a playoff driver. That's also going to be shown here on your scoring pile, and that'll be on the bottom of the screen when we do get to racing here tonight. We got 2 stage cautions tonight. Lap 30 and lap 70. Should be able to make stage 1 on fuel. Did a test session with a couple guys yesterday, and was estimating between 33 and 36 laps of fuel on a full tank. Stage 2 could be questionable depending on the number of caution laps we get through there. You might be short. You might need to be saving here for that. With 10 seconds left, 13 cars have qualified. Some other guys who turned laps, but they didn't count, include Chris Gale, Zach Kreiser, and Ray Rittenauer. So, that being said, congratulations to Brandon Klisterus on winning the pole with a lap time of a 29.832. His first pole of season number 10 of the Premier Series. And it's actually a pretty important pole from the practice I had yesterday, because this car again got a update don't know, 3, 4, 5 weeks ago now, where it now essentially mimics a real life car, and Dirty Air sucks. So he's in a massive position here, having the pole position. But the number 25 ITRN Toyota Camry is on the pole tonight. Starting to his outside, unfortunately eliminated in the last round of the playoffs. That'll be number 48 machine, the Empire Vinyl Company Chevrolet of Brandon Pamitat. Starting third in the SFTV Chevrolet, number 92 of Luke Carbonell. Starting fourth, last week's winner, the number 03 machine of Kevin Hash. He's currently not on the grid. He is a playoff driver. Starting fifth, your Atlanta winner, the number 45 MPI Ott Company number 45 MPI Ott Company Toyota Camry of Matt Cherry. Starting sixth tonight, number 23 Under Armour and Wounded Warrior Project, number 23 Chevy Chevrolet of Kevin Freeze. Starting seventh tonight in that Target number 81 machine will be Ryan Muniz, playoff driver. Starting eighth tonight, he won at Watkins Glen in the round of 16, driver number 8 Budweiser machine, now the Storm Patterson. Starting ninth, eliminated in the last round of playoffs, number 15 Smitty's Supply Inc., number 15 We Trust Not. And running in your top 10, another driver in the playoffs, number 97 machine, the SFTV Autism Speaks Canada Chevy Chevrolet of Eric Chapeau. Starting 11th in the number 35 MC Designs Toyota Camry will be Sawyer Ott. Starting 12th, made a great run in the playoffs, but unfortunately came up short. It'll be number 67 Victory Fuel Throttle Punch Toyota Camry of Caleb Reese. Starting 13th, it'll be Matt Quick in this Angry Cat Psychedelic Scheme, number 89. Starting He's not starting 14th. Starting 14th tonight will be number 33 machine. That'll be Josh Cully in that Flow Racing Chevrolet. Starting 15th tonight will be the number 9 Cadillac. That'll be Chris Gale. Starting 16th tonight will be the number 50 Liberty Paintball Chevrolet of Brian Rusi. Starting 16th tonight in a Toyota. He's in a Toyota. Yeah, a decent looking Mobile 1 scheme for him. It'll be number 12 machine, Zach Kreiser. Starting 17th in this Kenworth, some other stuff on this car. Can't really know what that logo is on the hood. Number 19 machine, the Chevrolet of Matthew Caribbean. Starting 20. I don't actually know. This is 19th. It'll be number 20 machine. Sorry, starting 19th, the number 74 machine of Brian Wortman. And rounding out your field tonight will be Ray Rittenauer, number 87 Lucky Dogs VRS Chevrolet, and number 87, and a 78 Sunoco machine of BJ Hash. I don't know why ATVO has this all messed up, but we'll get to the starter cam with the green flag in hand. Green flag. And we are going racing for the Rays. Right turn on life. 201 here from Kansas. Already got action here off of turn number 2. They're going to be 3 wide. This will be the number 23 machine of Freeze, the 48 of Pamitat, and the number 92 machine of Carbonell. They're going to be 3 wide going through 3 as the 23 machine gets loose going into turn 3. He's able to corral that machine, and the caution actually comes out as he continues to go around. And he will make contact there with the right front into the wall. We'll go ahead and see what happened there. I think I kind of know what happened. I think it just got snap loose here on him going into the corner. We'll go to the blimp cam and watch the replay, and during that whole entire time it was just wrecking on him. Went back 10 seconds. We need to go back a little bit further. Actually, this might have all stemmed here because you can see Hamilton, I think, get loose also into the corner. Cold tires, so these guys are going to get loose. That unfortunately checks up the 03 machine. He's going to freeze here. The 23 gets loose there. With him getting loose, oh, he just tries to send it. And it just got loose on him. Makes contact with the 45. And I think the 19 also got loose, hitting the 89. So there's more to this. I think this might actually be the caution here. Gets spun by the 87, 19 trying to avoid it here. Doesn't really check up. And clips playoff driver Matt Quick. So a little bit of something everywhere here underneath this caution. But it's the first one of the night. And Storm Patterson made his way up to second here. And from the looks of it, some guys that come down pit road, most of those guys were involved in this caution, the 87, the 23, 89, and the 19. Also see the 12 and the 78 and the 74 also come down pit road. Looks like gas only on their pit stops here. Again, we're racing to lap number 30 here in stage 1. Again, fuel should not be an issue over the first, doing quick math, 45 miles of the race. So these guys should be okay to get through the first 45 miles. That next stint, when we go to lap 70, really trying to do math here. I should not try to do quick math in my head because it's normally wrong. That next stint here, so it's 40 laps. So the next 60 after it could be interesting. And then we have a 64 laps final stage. And there's for sure going to be a pit stop in that stage. The lights are off on iRacing.com pace car. We'll quickly go over your running order again. It's Brandon Kluster, Storm Patterson, Brandon Pamitat, Eric Drapeau, Luke Carbonneau, Matt Cherry, Ryan Muniz, Caleb Rees, Kevin Hash, Josh Culley, your top 10 on this restart. I actually don't think that's right. I think it's Tress not in the top 10, not Josh Culley. So, and there is that. Also on the far right-hand side of your screen, there's your last 5 names on the screen here. That's your battle for 4th place in points. A little bit easier to kind of see here compared to, when we had to try to determine the battle for 8th. For sure, we potentially have a chance at 3 drivers making it in via points or 1 driver making it on points. So we'll see what happens here over the next 3 weeks. But we're back racing here at Kansas. Brandon gets a better jump here with side-by-side equal with Pamitat going into 1. He was able to get clear and get by Storm. Try to drive away here. That's going to be side-by-side a little bit further back. That's going to be Muniz and Cherry here side-by-side. That should be for 6th on the racetrack. Muniz is going to have the advantage going in the corner. He's now going to be side-by-side with the number 97 machine of Eric Drapeau. Teammates here racing side-by-side after turn number 4. Drapeau gets the wall a tiny bit there. But I think no harm, no foul there. And as you can see, the race leaders have made their way to the top of the racetrack already. Still side-by-side back there for 5th place. Muniz has the advantage going into 3 here, as is actually now be side-by-side for 4th between Carbonneau and Muniz. He's going to have the advantage a tiny bit, but Carbonneau is going to have the run off the top of the racetrack here, going down the front straightaway. As it is just a cluster behind these drivers here, as the top 3 have separated about a half a second in front of these guys. Breeze on the inside of Drapeau for 6th here. Looking to run the bottom here. Has a little bit cleaner air compared to Drapeau, but Drapeau's going to have the run off the top of the racetrack here going down the front straightaway. And they'll still be side-by-side looking to go into turn number 1 here. 67 has a slight advantage over the 97. Storm Patterson has been able to take the race lead here on the bottom of the racetrack, but here comes Kluster, who's back from the top. Contact, look with the 45, made contact with the wall here. Storm's going to have help from his teammate, the 48, going into 3. Brandon's still running the top. Storm's going to try to get up and clear. Here comes the crossover from the 25. He'll be side-by-side at the line. I think Storm led that lap. It complete, 22 to go here in stage 1. Brandon was able to use the run from the top, get to the race lead here, slides up the racetrack, trying to carry as much speed as he can. And as they're still side-by-side back there between 2 affiliated teammates here, As around goes a 25 machine. And everyone should be able to get by him here. No harm, no foul. We'll go to the blimp cam and we'll see the cause of our second caution tonight. So this happened into turn 3. And we'll see. Oh, that just got loose on him. I don't know if it's because the air got packed onto it. If you remember back at Atlanta, we had a thing where you just get right onto the rear bumper of these cars. It packs air and gets them loose. I don't know if that's what happened to Brandon. We'll go and watch the cockpit here. You can see kind of. Yeah. Yeah, it's loose right there, right in front of Storm. Storm really had nowhere to go. And that's pretty decent contact for that 25 machine with the outside wall. Goes from being in to now currently out of your top 4 in points. But we are 10 laps completed through stage 1. 20 to go. Underneath our second caution, more cars come down pit road this time. We'll see cars like the 23 machine of Freeze come down for another pit stop. Ray Ritnar came down for another pit stop. Some guys making their first pit stop. That'll be Coley, Treston. No, Coley. Yeah, Coley did make a pit stop. Treston I made his first. Brian Kluster, who's made his first. And not quick is your relief lap recipient here. Also, the 35 of Sawyer is on pit road. So a lot of guys coming in for service here early on in this race, about a third of the way through stage 1. And as the lights will go up on the iRacing.com pace car, we'll reset your order real quick. It's Storm Patterson, Brandon Pamitat, Ryan Muniz, Luke Carbonneau, Caleb Rees, Eric Trapeau, Chris Gale, Matt Cherry, Zach Kreiser, and Brian Rusi, your top 10. Most of the guys here in the top 8 have not pitted yet. They have stayed out on the racetrack for all 11 laps they have turned. And we get back going here. We'll have 18 to go here in stage 1. As Matt Quick is making his way off of pit road. So is Sawyer and Ryan Wortman trying to catch up to the field here before we go back racing here from Kansas. By the way, take a quick look at your weather here for tonight. It's currently 82 degrees here in Kansas City, USA. Track temps currently sitting at 86 degrees, humidity at 50%, with the wind out of the north at about 4 miles per hour. But here goes the iRacing.com pace car off the racetrack here as we approach the unsponsored restart zone. And we're back racing here from Kansas. Brian Kluster immediately goes to the top of the racetrack here, making it 3 wide with these guys back here, trying to see if he can get back to the front. We'll now try to look 3 wide middle between 2 teammates of Rittenauer and Coley. And it's races all over the back bumper of the 48 machine of Brandon Pamitat. A lot of these guys are cutting the apron here. There is no out of bounds here at Kansas. There will be an out of bounds when we go to Talladega next week. 3 wide back here between the 1245. I believe that's the 97 of Drapeau. Drapeau's running the top, Cherry in the middle, Kreiser on the bottom. And they're still going to be 3 wide. Freeze, does he have enough for a run to try to make it 4? No, he doesn't. As Cherry's going to have the advantage here. Gets by Chrysler. Still be side by side with Drapeau here going down the back straightaway going into turn 3. He's actually going to be side by side with the 23 machine of Freeze. And it's going to get very, very tight here off of 4. No harm, no foul, no contact made there. And this is all action for 7th, 8th, and 9th on the racetrack. As Munis is running the top here. Behind race leader Storm Patterson. As Freeze does make a tiny bit of contact there. Don't know if he actually make contact. Don't know if it's a neck coat situation we see there. But this racetrack is racing pretty well early on here, side by side for 4th. Chris Gale on the inside of the 67 machine. He's almost going to be side by side with Pam Attack going into 1. Have that shut off. Arrow block of the century kind of right there by that 48 machine. Trying to prevent that 9 from being side by side with him going through 1 and 2. We'll have the bottom of the racetrack going through 3 and 4. Pam Attack running the top. Gale running the bottom. And coming to the line still side by side here. Completing lap number 17. 13 to go in stage 1. Gale has the advantage going into 1. But is not able to clear Pam Attack. Still going to be side by side. I mean, if this car truly had the side draft it should have, that 67 would have a hell of a run and potentially could have drove right by him. But Pam Attack was able to prevail using that second groove there through 1 and 2 to stay in front of that 9 machine. As here comes Carbonell side by side with the 67 machine of Rees. This is for battle for 5th on the racetrack. Carbonell has been running the top of the racetrack compared to Rees running the bottom. Carbonell should have the run down the back straightaway. Hopefully has enough here to clear him. He will. Move Carbonell up to 5th. A little further back, Freeze gets on the inside of the 97 machine here. Trying a little bit of a side draft. That doesn't work. Drapeau gets a little bit loose here from what looks maybe a tiny bit of contact from when Freeze went from the apron to the top. Is able to corral it. Loose here off of 2. Trying to get back to the inside, but a block thrown there by the 23 machine. And the 23 was able to complete the pass. Still out front is that Budweiser 8 machine of Storm Patterson. And as we complete 20 laps here, 10 to go in stage 1. Trying to get his second win of this playoffs is that 8 machine. And so far, his blinking has been pretty good. I've not really seen too much of it. And closest battle on the racetracks are going to go all the way back here to 14th place. Jimmy Machine and Rusi on the bomb here, trying to defend against the 33 machine of Cully. Cully's going to run the top, try to get the run off, and see if he can complete the pass on the back straightaway. And I think Rusi might actually lose 2 spots here as Hash also goes to the top of the racetrack using the runoff. A little further ahead here, Treston was able to get around that 25 machine. That 25 might have some aero damage to it. Slip back in line in 12th. As Cherry is also being... I think he's trying to challenge here. The 12 machine on the top. Also got a race for third going on here. It's still between the 9 and the 48. Gale's all over this 48 machine. Seeing what this Cadillac can do. As we come complete 23 laps here. 7 to go in stage 1. Storm hasn't been really able to pull away here. It's been about 0.2 of a second race lead over Munez. Gale thought about it there for a second, but he'll stay running the top here, see if he can get any sort of run to get by the 48, but he'll stay right behind him. It's a 48. Looked like he got a little bit tight there off of 4. No contact with the wall. And so we'll have 6 to go here in stage 1. While this was going on, Brandon Kluster did lose another spot. He's back to 13th place. Again, he might have some aero damage on that 25 machine. And taking a look here, this is actually your battle for 5th is starting to heat up here as we approach 5 to go here in stage 1. Freeze is starting to reel in that number 92 machine. See if we can get on the inside of him. He doesn't. He'll still have to stay in line here. 67 makes brief contact with the wall there. And he'll actually be passed by the 97 here, side by side at least, going through 3. And Drapeau will complete the pass on that 67 machine, coming to 4 to go in stage 1. Muniz is starting to reel in Patterson. As close as it's been for the race lead for a while, he's actually going to be side by side with him. Muniz will wash up the track a tiny bit. Storm's going to have to run off the top. He's going to maintain the lead for now. And it's become to 3.5 laps to go here in stage 1. These two racing for position has the opportunity for Pamitat and Gil to reel into the picture here. As it will come to 3 to go in stage 1. Actually, it's going to be side by side. They're almost 3 wide here for second. Gale backs out. We'll stay behind it as Pamitat will be side by side with Muniz, giving the opportunity for Storm to drive away. Side by side further back, it'll be Carbonneau and Freeze for 5th. Freeze is going to... Oh, Luke's going to save it. No. No, he won't. And I think that will be our stage caution. I mean, we'll go back and watch the replay, but I know what kind of happened there from what we saw. Breeze has the nose there. Luke just comes down. I mean, and the whole entire time, Luke's trying to save it. And instead of just getting onto the brakes, he'll get behind on the steering and just snapped on him. But again, we'll back it up right here. I mean, Breeze had the nose going into the corner. He's there. He clearly shone the nose. Luke came down. And that's just enough for Luke to go around. So I'm going to write down some stage results. I don't know if they're 100% correct. This is hopefully where Dylan's listening to this, and then I can get the actual stage results here, because I don't know where they would classify Luke in the terms of the finishing results, because he was the cause of caution. So I don't know if he would get those stage points or not, with this being a lap before the actual stage end. So hopefully, Dylan, you're listening to this and can give me the stage 1 results. Please and thank you. But looking at your race off of pit road, Storm Patterson won it. That's the only thing I can 100% give you. Storm won stage 1. That's the only bit of information I can give you that's correct. But you race off pit road, saw the 8 machine, followed by the 9, followed by the 81, the 23 of Freeze, the 48 of Hamitat, 67 of Reese, the 97 of Drapeau, the 25 of Klisterhuis, who... Again, I don't know if there is damage or what on this machine, but he'll be restarting 8th. Followed by the 87, the 15, the 50, the third 3 came back down pit road. The 03 came down pit road. The 78, Surat spent some extended time with her road. He's going to come back down pit road.
Zach Kreiser, Wortman, Cherry. Well, we'll get ready here for stage number 2. And this will be the full, almost a full stage here. It'll have 39 laps. And that for sure will not be good on fuel. Again, my rough estimates was about 32 to 36 laps on fuel. Again, the practice I did with a couple guys, this is off my own numbers. It's not off of any of their numbers. From what I ran, was about that 32 to 36-ish mark. So unless this stage does get a caution, these guys are potentially short on fuel here over the next, doing math, 39 laps. Back racing, there's a great launch here by the 81 machines. He's able to get around Chris Gale. A lot of opportunity here as those Patterson Habitat Racing guys were able to probably get a great countdown there from Storm. And essentially getting up on that 9 machine. It's going to be 3 while further back between 25, 67, and 97. Brandon's going to get around both of them here and move up to 6th place. As here comes the 15 machine on the apron. They're going to be 3 wide for a brief second going into turn number 1. As it'll be side, contact made between the 97 to 67. 97 was able to get back in line in front of the 15 here. No harm, no foul. And this will come a complete lap number 32. That's Habitats all over the back bumper of the 9 machine of Chris Gale. Breeze will look on the outside of the 48 machine, seeing what he can do with these fresh set of Goodyear tires. And we side by side going into 3. Breeze with a slight advantage. He'll be clear of the 48 machine, move him up to 4th. He's actually going to have a run on the 9 machine here. So Freeze is going for it. As they're going to be 3 wide for a brief second entering turn 1. Contact made between the 9 and the 23. No harm, no foul. Both cars were able to keep going at the slight turn they were going. But it's going to have the opportunity for the 25 to get side by side with the 48 going through 3. 48's going to have the slight advantage. There's a lot of side-by-side action here as Gale's going to be able to get around the 81 machine, moving him up to 2nd. All this again behind Storm Patterson, the race leader. As Gale saved it! Unfortunately, he's going to lose a crap ton of spots. He's going to move outside the top 10. And you can see there he moves all the way down to 7th in points without stage points. That is worthy of a replay here. Where's the blimp cam? There's the blimp cam. Go the replay. What? Huh? I think I don't know if there was slight contact. Nope, we're going too far back now. From the 81 here on the apron. See, he's going to have a run because he ran the top. I don't know. That could be another one of those, again, arrow effects. I'm not real sure. But we're back racing here. You haven't missed anything for the race lead, but the battle for 4th is heating up as Klusser is able to get around Freeze. Freeze is going to use the run he had from the top lane here to get inside of the 25 machine. Now as we side by side into turn number 3 here. Both these guys have made brief contact with the outside wall. Both cars seem to be okay, as these cars are still tanks, as the 67 is going to use the run he has to get 3 wide going into turn number 1. He'll run the extreme bottom. Freeze goes ahead and shuts the door on that 67 machine though. Side by side again, slight contact made between the 25 and the 23. 23 will just jump right in line between the 25 and the 67. As it's a Toyota sandwich for that Chevrolet. Gale had his moment, but that car still has speed here as he's catching that 45 machine of Matt Sherry, who does look like he might have right front damage on it. As it'll be side by side here through 1 and 2 for 12th place. Again, I don't think any of these guys are good on fuel, and we still have 31 laps to go in the stage. 30 to go in the stage. As Muniz is going to be side by side with Storm Patterson for the race lead. Muniz will go ahead and take full advantage of that, and he'll actually get the race lead here through 1 and 2. Patterson has the run. The door will be shut off, though, by the 81 target machine. This should be our third race later of the night. The 81 target machine of Ryan Muniz. And he'll gap that 8 machine a tiny bit here down the front straightaway. As Patterson Pamitat Racing has the first 3 spots on the racetrack, 1, 2, 3, followed by an excellent rebound so far from that 25 and that 23 machine. Again, both involved in cautions here. It's the 67 does make brief contact with the wall here. He's going to be side by side with the 97. Going into turn number 3. 97 has the advantage. Will try to shut the door, but it's not enough here as the 67 will pull the crossover going onto the apron here on the front straightaway here and have the advantage going into turn 1. He'll try to shut the door here, does Reese. He will, giving the opportunity for a crossover by this number 97 machine. The more of these two race, the opportunity for the 15 to get involved in this battle here. But I think it might be done right here. 67 will fall right in line. Treston will look at the outside here. He will have the outside in the 67 machine. But unfortunately, the run stalled out. Oh, 67, I think might have gotten a little bit tight and stopped any sort of run that 15 machine had there from running a little bit higher here in the corners. And again, he does it again there, giving the opportunity for the 87 Rittenauer to get side by side with Tresnott. And so it'll be side by side here for 8th. Going into turn 1 and 2. Still by side, and Josh Coley is going to try to get into this battle here. And they're still briefly side by side coming off of 4. But I think Treston should be able to have the position here from running the top, but Ray's actually going to get help from Coley going down the front straightaway. By the way, we only have 19 cars on the racetrack. The 89 playoff driver, Matt Quick, unfortunately has called it a night tonight. Called it quits about 30 laps ago. Same thing with the 19 machine and Matthew Carabina. Called it quits after that lap 2 wreck. Things are starting to heat back up here for the race lead as Storm Patterson is starting to reel in that 81 machine here. Ryan was a little bit faster, though, on that last lap. Barely, but he was. And Braden Pamitat was actually faster of those 3. Treston was able to maintain 8th. Coley was able to get around Rittenauer for 9th, putting Ray back into 10th place. Gale has been pretty stagnant so far here back in 12th place. Hasn't really gained much ground back up. And it's back towards the race lead here. Muniz was able to gap him a little bit, but I think that's because Storm ran the top. And Storm had the run going down the back straightaway, and it'll still be about 0.2 of a second here for the race lead. As Coley's going to be side by side with his 15 machine. He's going to use the top of the racetrack here to see if he can get by him. Coley to the top, Treston to the bottom. Will be equal through 1 and 2. And I think Coley's going to have the advantage going down the back straightaway here. And he will complete the pass on that 15 machine. 67 starting to reel back in this 97 here for 6th place. See what can be done from this 67 machine. Falling right in that tire, tracking all that dirty air, all that turbulent wake from Drapeau. And essentially will stall his run, as Storm has fallen about 0.4 of a second off this 81 machine. As these three have gapped 4th place by 1.3 seconds. Coley right now, I feel like is the fastest car on the racetrack here, as he'll be side by side with the 67 machine for 7th. And might have a crack at it here, running that top of the racetrack, going down the front straightaway. And he will. He'll take over 7th place for sure. As the 2nd place has swapped hands here, as the 48 machine has gone in front of the 8 machine, also doing the same thing, running the top through 3 and 4. 51 laps complete, 19 to go here in the stage. It's still Muniz out front by about 0.5 seconds, as here comes the 81 actually down pit road. Actually, all 3 of these Patterson-Pamitat racing machines come down pit road, and the 97 goes for a spin. We stay green. I think he lost it getting underneath the brakes, and this will cost him dearly here. Lost a lot of time. Actually, his race lead will actually go to the 23 machine to Kevin Freeze. As Josh Kelly, like I said, is seeming to be the fastest car on the racetrack here, running the top of the racetrack. He's able to get up to 2nd now. That 33 machine has something figured out here. As here comes the 67 into the picture as well. So 81, 8, 48, 45, 97 all came down pit road here. They're going to be about a straightaway behind, not really a straightaway behind race leaders here. And looking at it, Muniz actually gapped Storm a lot here. I think it was from the pit entry time. As Josh Clay will go ahead and take over the race lead here from Freeze. Again, that 33 machine has it figured out. Drove through most of the pack. I mean, he potentially could have done this even without these guys pitting. On complete lap 55, no one else has come down pit road yet. Just those 4 Patterson-Pamitat racing cars have came down pit road. Also, the 45 machine of Matt Cherry. That's Chris Gale. Will be side by side with the 87 machine of Ray Rittenauer. And he'll get around that 87 machine, who will try and pull a crossover because he ran the top of the racetrack through 3 and 4. Again, another lap where none of these leaders have come down pit road. And as Ray is going to be able to get around that 9 machine again here. Comparing some lap times, I think it might have just maybe been... No. It might have just been 2 tires here for those guys, because they're running well over a second quicker than the guys who stayed out on the racetrack. 13 to go here in stage 1. We've been racing for about 28 laps here on this tank of fuel. So again, we could see more pit stops anywhere where, again, this is my guesstimation, between the next 5 to, doing quick math, 5 to 7 laps. 5 to 8 laps. We can see some of these guys come back down pit road. And as by the way, here comes the guys who did come down pit road. Muniz currently racing through third place right now, right in the top of the racetrack. And he still has about a second advantage over Storm. Look on the inside of Freeze here. And they're about 0.8 of a second a lap faster than the guys who stayed out on the racetrack. Storm's getting caught up here trying to get through these guys. I think Brandon will give Storm the lane here, give him the top of the racetrack. As he'll still be about 1.2 seconds behind Muniz. As this potentially could be the battle for the stage win. Also looking at Pamitat, he's not doing so well here. 3.1 seconds behind Storm, about 4 and change behind Muniz. Coley is still your race leader. I don't know what application's doing that. As Werbin's starting to reel in Carbonneau here for 12th. That's starting to heat up here. Gale's going to try to stick his nose here on the inside of Rittenauer. This is for 5th on the racetrack. As we're coming to complete lap number 62. 8 to go in the stage. Question of the day, can they potentially, the way they're running, save enough fuel to make it to the end of the stage? That is the question. Or will we see some of these guys start pulling off down pit road? I mean, from the looks of it, Freeze starting to back up his lap times. You know, that lap he went a little bit faster. What is do? Might be that. Okay. I just have a white border appearing on my timing screens, and I don't know why. Also taking a look at it, Muniz hasn't really pulled away from this pack of cars in front of him. Because they're right here, and you take a look at Cully, he's right there. So right now, that potentially pitting doesn't look like it's the move, as Pamitat's currently trying to get through these guys who stayed out on the racetrack. Coming to 5 to go here in stage number 1. Sorry, stage number 2. I don't know if they're off throttle enough right now in this point of the run. I mean, again, we've been racing for about 34-ish laps. 34, 35-ish laps. Oh, it's going to get real tight here between the 23 and the 48. 48 trying to unlap himself here as we come to 4 to go on the stage. I just don't really think they're off throttle enough. As Chrysler's trying to get out of the way here. Running about 20 or so miles per hour off these guys. He'll get by, let these guys by for sure. Looks like he's made significant contact with the outside wall there. You can kind of see right there the right front has damage to it. 3 to go on the stage. And if these guys don't think they're going to make it on fuel, this is their last opportunity to pit. As things are getting really, really dicey up here. As Pamitat trying to unlap himself. 92, 35s all on pit road. 23 Into the wall. The 48's into the wall. Oh, and the caution's out. Yeah, that's a caution, all right. Well, and go to the blimp and we will see what truly unfolded here. All right, we need to go a little bit further back. 48's trying to clear freeze. That puts him in the wall. He makes a tiny bit of contact. Don't know if trying to avoid the wall there. Gets behind his steering. And when he does that, makes significant contact there with the outside wall. And just trying to corral that, comes to a stop on the racetrack to bring out our fourth caution of the race. No, I'm not going to comment if that's intentional about him because it's pretty. I mean, he's still going around pretty slowly around here, so I'm not real sure if that could be the case. But your stage 2 winner will be the 33 machine of Josh Cully, as everyone's going to come down pit road for potentially the penultimate time here. Do see a couple chats here in the chat. Hello. And how's it going, guys? I'm sorry. I got 3 monitors, and I'm looking at number 3 primarily. I'm sorry. I did not mean to ignore y'all's chats. I do thank y'all for tuning into the broadcast here tonight. Thank you. Thank you. As I did not write down the stage results. As it looks like the 25, I think, got the 9 off of pit road there. Advantage the first pit stall. We'll see if we got a good camera for this. I know what camera will give us a good look at this. Hang on. Oh, I don't know. Hang on. I think right there, that 9 machine beat the 25 off pit road. I think Chris Gale should be your race leader based on this. I don't know where iRacing has the loop, though. And I think that 9 machine should be your race leader. I'm not real sure, though. The way we're going to read it off, though, is the 25, the 9, the 87, the 03, the 15... the 67, no, yeah, 67, then the 15, you got the 81 and the 50, the 8, the 23, the 45, we're not going green. So a lot of guys look like they came down and topped off there, potentially. So, by the way, I'm going to close this application because, unfortunately, my piece of paper that I have for stage results, I did not write them down. That piece of paper is useless. But now we're back to 1 to green here. The lights are off on the iRacing.com pace car. The same running order you have on your screen when I read it off. And I think it's given the 25 the race lead, even though I'm pretty sure, again, I feel like Gale won that race off pit road. I'm not real sure, though. And since we got this extra lap of pacing here, Take a look at your MLB All-Star score. It's still 2-0 in the National League over the American League. And it's Fernando Tatis Jr. up to bat. You take a look at your American League. See if my boy Byron Buxton did get into the game. Buxton is playing center field. Joel Ryan also did get into the game. He got 2 strikeouts. Hell yeah. Skeens went an inning at 2/3 for Kershaw. Inning for Logan Webb, Peterson, Mackenzie Gore, and Andrew Abbott. It's their bottom 6 in Atlanta. But the iRacing.com pace car should be exiting left here, as Brian Klusterhurst will lead him into the unsponsored restart zone. As we will have 61 laps to go here tonight. An amazing jump by that 25 machine here. Was able to get clear of the 9. And the 9 is going to have a not real good restart here, as the 87 is also going to be able to get by. Our eye should also be kept here on this 33 machine. He drove through the majority of that field before we saw those 4 Patterson Payment Racing cars come down pit road. Also need to keep an eye on that 81 machine and the 8. Those 2 guys were kind of the class act before they came down pit road here. So let's see who can get through this traffic better. Who can get through the dirty air. Also a shout out. Actually, Brian's a lap down. Damn it. I was going to give a shout out to Brian because he's running up here. He could be running in 10th right now, but unfortunately, Brian is lap down. As they're actually 3 wide a little further ahead here. 23, 8, and the 15, all 3 wide here. Slight advantage to the 23 as they approach the start finish line. And he'll complete the pass and stay in 7th. So the question for everyone who was out here: when do you come down pit road for potentially the final time? Do you just split this stint in half? Do you run it out of fuel beyond the freshest tires? It's a very, very interesting decisions that some of these guys have to make on when you potentially make this penultimate pit stop. Sorry, the ultimate pit stop, the final pit stop. And Storm Patterson's still trying to see if he can get by this 23 machine. And the current weather updates, 81, track temperature did go down a degree. Hell yeah. Side by side a little further ahead, 87.03 side by side. There's a 67 will plow down the wall, giving the opportunity for Muniz to take a look on the inside. 87's going to get loose, look like potentially a little bit of contact. He will save it though. Will stay green. These guys preferably don't want to caution now. They preferably hope that caution comes out more around the time they need a pit. As Coley's also going to get a couple spots here. Again, he's one of those drivers we need to keep an eye on. Him, Storm, and Ryan are guys we need to keep an eye on. As Muniz is going to take a look on the inside of Hash here for 3rd. He'll complete the pass on that 03 machine. And he's back up into the top 3. Again, I don't think the strategy would have paid out. I think those guys might have gotten back around to the line there to complete the stage. So unfortunately, that pit stop call just didn't work. Sets them behind on a right side set of tires. The only advantage they had was spent less time in the pit box, which a lot of guys were thinking of there when they came back down a second time underneath that last caution. Look at the cluster we have back here, featuring a couple of lap cars, unfortunately. See the 92, the 50 is on the lead lap. He's currently running 11th, and I believe that's the 92 machine on Luke. Carbonell also, or no, is that Eric? No, yeah, that is Luke. In this battle here. As this is not for the lucky dog position. The lucky dog position, your relief lap recipient, the caution would come out would go to that 74 machine. And it's back up for 4th place here. The 23 trying to take a look on the inside of the 03 machine. Nothing coming from it though. As Hash running the top is going to have a little bit better of a run off the corner compared to the 23 of Freeze. The contact that the 67 made with the wall wasn't too bad of contact because he's still trying to challenge this 33 machine of Josh Culley. Eric Drapeau came down pit road. Spent about 14.2 seconds at pit box. Don't know if he decided to stay out or what, but he came down pit road. Is unfortunately a lap down. 2 race leader, Brandon Clisters. Battle for 5th is heating up here. Storm Patterson's trying to also get by this 03 machine and Kevin Hash. Freeze was able to complete the pass. Move up to 4th. Muniz is starting to reel in these top 2 cars here a tiny bit as he's running faster than them. About 0.2 of a second a lap faster. As Brandon ran a 30.9 last lap compared to a 30.77 and a 30.70 from the 2 cars behind him. So almost 0.2 of a second a lap slower. Is Brandon than Gale and Muniz. Storm will go to the top of the racetrack here to see if he can get a run to potentially cross Hash over down the back straightaway. But unfortunately, doesn't look like he's going to have enough of a run to do that. By the way, the battle for relief recipient is starting to heat up here as Carbonell is starting to reel in the 74 of Wertman. Battle on the racetrack heating up. As Carbonell seems to be a slight bit faster than the 74 machine. And believe it or not, this is currently the closest battle on the racetrack. And as Carbonell was looking high here, but unfortunately nothing coming from it, he'll go to the high of the side of the racetrack. See if he can get around the 74 machine. It's a battle for second starting to heat up as Muniz is starting to reel in Gale. Running the top line. Cully has been pretty stationary here on this run in 9th place. Doesn't look like he had the speed he had in the last run. As Carbonell, if you just saw in the background there, was able to get around these 74 machines. So if the caution would come right now, he would be your relief lap recipient. Things are heating up here as Muniz is going to be all over the back bumper of this 9 machine. Last time this happened, don't know if it was slight contact or what, but the 9 machine almost went around. Look on the inside here does Muniz, as he has found something in this 81 target machine tonight. Still be side by side with Gale here through 3. And I don't know if he'll slide up. He will. Gale will be all over the back bumper of this 81 machine. Will try to get to his outside, but Muniz will try to block that. As move Ryan Muniz up into 2nd place. Another car has come down pit road. That's a 78 machine of Bobby Hash. Unfortunately, BJ is a lap down. He also got a penalty on that pit stop. Battle for 16th heating up, though. As Sawyer Rush trying to defend 16th place from that 48 machine of Brandon Pamitat. Battle for 5th is still trying to heat up, though. It was on a simmer there for a brief second, but we cranked the heat back up on it. It storms all over the back bumper of this 03 machine. As I'm wondering if he's potentially being slowed down by this 23 machine. "42 laps to go here tonight for the Rays right turn on life 201. Again, I think the pit window would open here in about 4 to 5 laps based on what everyone was running on the field last time. So we could see the window opening up here. As Storm will take a look on the outside of the 03 machine here, going into turn number 1. Unfortunately, he now has to follow that wake of that 23 machine of Freeze, though, because Freeze was also running the same exact line. But Storm will be able to complete the pass on Kevin Hash and move up into 5th. It's still their 25 machine of Brandon Kluster who's out front. He has about a 7/10 of a second lead over that 81 machine of Muniz. And it's actually about 8/10 of a second now. Taking a look around, trying to just find some close battles on the racetrack. I mean, you have to go a little back to 4th here as that battle is starting to now spice up. Apparently there's lightning detected in my area. That's cool. As Freeze is going to arrow block that 8 machine, trying to prevent him from getting any sort of momentum from that high line. Essentially just putting all that dirty air he can on that front of that machine, so then it gets him tight. Stops him, but it doesn't. Move that 8 Budweiser machine of Storm Patterson up to 4th. Unfortunately, he's now almost a full second behind that 9 machine of Chris Scale, 38 laps to go. So, I mean, if people want to, I would say the fuel window's open. If you truly want to, you can potentially come down pit road and be goddamn close to making it to the end of the race on fuel. And I'm thinking here, they've ran 27 laps. We went back racing with stage ended about 61 laps to go. They pitted 20 laps ago, so it was on 70. We had a delayed caution. So yeah, about 61 laps to go. So split this in half. We're could be about 3-4 laps. If you want to split it in half or make it to the end of this race. As I'm speaking of this, the 67 machine has come down pit road, so has the 87. Very early end of this pit window. As I think maybe we'll see this 03 machine coming down pit road 2. Yes, we will. We'll see the 03 machine of Kevin Hash. He was the points leader. We also see Freeze making down pit road, and he'll come down just fine. I do not see his name with a black border. He got down pit road, no problem. Also see Josh Cully and Brian Rusi come down pit road. So one of the faster cars in stage 2 has come down pit road. When do we see some of these leaders come down pit road? We'll actually see the 25 come down this time. So will the 9 and the 8, leaving the 81 still on the racetrack. I'll be comparing pit stop, pit lane and box time here. Gale's in his pit stall. We see the 81 come down this time. I think we do. So he'll run an extra lap and he'll come down pit road. So will the 15 machine. Oh, that might be a penalty. Yep, he sped on the pit road. An amazing run for Treston. Unfortunately, might come to the end. He'll get a speeding penalty here. Right now, where things are cycling out, I'll give the race lead to this 12 machine of Zach Kreiser. And as he'll come by the 81, he will be your race leader. By the way, taking a look at things here on pit stop times, the 23, 03, and 33, and 87 all look to just take 2 tires on their pit stop. And you look at your next group of guys, the 25, the 9, the 8, and 67. They all took 4 tires on their pit stop. Muniz also took 4 tires. And he'll come back out right now because there's 1, 2, 3, 4 guys in 8th place. So right now the strategy call looked like 2 tires. 7th place. Pamitat's also still here on the racetrack. In 6th right now. He still needs to come down pit road for his final stop of the race. As this would be about the halfway point for these guys. 31 laps to go. As Freeze is starting to catch the 35 machine of Sawyerot. And he'll complete that pass because he's on better tires, believe it or not. Treston came back down pit road here to serve that drive-through penalty for speeding onto pit road. No harm, no foul this time getting onto pit road, though. Unfortunately, he will lose a lap on this. But I wonder if some of these guys like Kreiser, Carbonell, Wertman, and Sawyerot are potentially hoping for a caution. So right now, they have really not shown any indication of pitting. But they for sure can't make the next 29 laps on fuel. So when do they come down pit road? I think Wertman is on pit road now. So he said, you know what, 34 laps is enough. We'll come down pit road. Unfortunately, I think based on where he came down pit road, he will go a lap down. That just still leaves 4 cars still on the racetrack that haven't pitted yet. 5 if you count the 97, 45 who all also haven't pitted. 35 is on pit road, making his potential final stop of the race. And that just leaves your top 2 cars who haven't pitted yet. And it looks like the 12 machine will come down this time. Does he? Yes, he made on pit road just fine. No, he didn't! No! Penalty to the 12 machine speeding on pit road will be a drive-through penalty. And that just leaves the 92 machine for the only car who has not pitted yet in this pit cycle. I would assume we see him here shortly. Not this time by. Luke unfortunately was eliminated in the playoffs last week at Milwaukee. So right now he's just trying to race the best of the rest in them bunch. Seeing if he can do it by coming out here and leading some laps tonight. Unfortunately, he has the 23 and the 03 starting to reel him in. Brandon Pamitat's also on pit road. And here comes 92, Luke Carbonneau. And we all see him get onto pit road, no problems. Essentially ending this pit stop cycle, giving the race lead to the 23 machine of Kevin Freeze. Again, Freeze took 2 tires on his pit stop. So we'll see how well those left side tires can do over here the next 24 laps. Braden Klusterhoos is starting to reel in the 33 machine of Josh Cully, though, for 3rd place. He's the first guy who's out on the racetrack that took 4 tires on his pit stop. And unfortunately, staying out that extra lap lost Muniz in the terms of the 4-tire pit stop a spot. And as a 25 machine, again, I think those 4 fresher tires are going to give him an advantage here compared to the 2. And the fact that he pitted a lap after the top 3 guys. "12 cars on the lead lap. Last car in the lead lap will be the Liberty Paintball Machine of Brian Russi. He is 16 seconds behind the leader. Now, unless something happens to him, he should be fine here. 15 machine having some connection issues here. He's currently in a position to get your relief lap. And his Brandon's really struggling right now getting around this 33 machine, but has gotten to 2 seconds of race leader Kevin Freeze. Coley's running a defensive line, though. He's doing what he needs to do. He's running the high line. So I feel like at this point of a run, the high line could be a little bit faster, especially with the runs off the top of the racetrack. So he's doing a good job, running that defensive line. Also doing a good job looking at that rear view mirror and getting in front of that 25 machine, giving him all of the dirty air he can. Coming to 20 laps to go, it's Kevin Freeze in the 23 machine out front as your race leader. Again, got that lead from the pit stop cycle here. Not really sure how. He spent most time out of those 3 cars that pit in his pit box on pit road. Looking at the terms of things, he spent 37.4 in total time on pit road, 10.8 in the pit box, and the time to drive through the pit road. Compared to Kevin Hash's 10.4 in box, 37.3 on pit road, and Josh Coley's 9.8 in the box and 36.9 on pit road. But Brandon Pamitat, with those fresher tires here, trying to see if he can get his way through the field, giving a little push to his teammate in Muniz as the caution's out. And it looks to be the number 97 machine of Eric Japot. Let's go watch the replay. Let's see what happened to the 97 machine of Eric Japot. Oh, he clipped the grass. He got into the grass. No! Oh, that just happens to be right in front of other cars, too. Well, that could potentially make the apron, the trial sketchy here. Just clipped it enough, upset that car, sent him around. Damn! And he did make some decent contact there with the wall. By the way, your relief lap recipient should go to that 15 machine of Tressenat. He'll get back on the lead lap here thanks to this caution. Your relief lap recipient. Now here comes interesting. This should be for most of these guys the final pit stop of the race. And how many of these guys are going to come out and take 2 tires? watch the pit lane cam here to see who gets off pit lane first. 87, that looks to be the 9 machine. Brandon's taking 4. Very interesting call for that 25 machine. He's going to roll out 7th. Freeze took 2, Gale took 2, Storm took 2, Ray took 2, 4 for Hash, Coley, Munez, Klusterhus, Reese, Rusi, Cherry. Chapeau's still on pit road, I'm assuming fixing damage, and Treston just came to his pit box. Some guys potentially staying out to try to get some laps back here. See the 48, 35, 92, 74 are all staying out trying to get a lap back to be back on the lead lap. And so all those guys are currently going by the iRacing.com pace car, which has just turned its lights off with 16 laps to go. I mean, we'll go back racing with 15 to go in tonight's race. Resetting your order here. It's Freeze, Gale, Rittenauer, Patterson. Actually, hang on. Make sure this is right here. Freeze, Gale, Patterson, Rittenauer, Hash, Coley, Munez, Klusterhus, Reese, Rusi, your top 10. Matt Cherry's back there in 11th. Sir Ott stayed out to get a wave around. Barmano got a wave around. Wortman got a wave around. Trapeau, fixed damage. Tresnot was your relief lap recipient. Habitat stayed out to get one of his laps back. And Zach Kreiser, I don't know what Kreiser did. Oh, here comes the 15 machine. He's coming in hot. Was able to get that Toyota Camry wore down though. But we should see the iRacing.com pace car exit left this time by. Could this be the last time we see it tonight? I'm not sure. I'm no expert here. They're coming into the unsponsored restart zone. We are back racing here at Kansas. Not the best jump we've seen out of a racer tonight, but he's going to get a hell of a push from this 8 machine going into turn number 1 and 2. Again, the top about top 5 cars on the racetrack took only 2 tires. The 2387 for sure only have really old left side tires here. So we'll see how well those left side tires hold up here. Storm Patterson has a little bit fresher lefts. Gale has a little bit fresher lefts, but then the guy who's on full 4 tires here is that 03 machine, Kevin Hash, back in 4th. As 25 machine puts his nose middle 3 wide here, seeing if he can rebound. Unfortunately, I think he made some contact. The 87 puts him into the wall. As Brandon's able to get around the 87 machine, moves back up to 6th place. Munez using the apron here. Doesn't look like as much issue here after the 97 did get down into the grass there. Bring out our last caution. We'll move up into 5th place here, trying to challenge that 03 machine of Kevin Hash. As they're 3 wide behind us here between Cully, Vries, and Rittenauer. As some of the fastest laps of the race are currently being ran. Kevin Freesh has set with a 988. Couple of guys in that 29-second bracket. Everyone else is in that 30-second bracket. As Klusterhus is trying to challenge Hash for 5th. He'll get Kevin Hash for 5th place. 12 laps to go. As Klusterhus sets his eyes on an 81 machine of Munez. Question is, can Kevin Freeze, at this point, we're talking damn near 60 lap old No, 50 lap old left side tires get him to the end of the race, or do they start to film? 10 to go. Chris Gale's going to the top of the racetrack, seeing if he can get any sort of run here to get close to that 23 machine. Taking a quick look here, because we do get history posts in here about previous race winners. That 23 has not won here at Kansas. I believe it was Las Vegas in the playoffs last year to send him into the Final Four. 9 laps to go, and Gale's starting to reel him in here. Again, he's using the top of the racetrack to try to get closer and closer. Unfortunately, the amount of time you lose on quarter entrance just negates any sort of gain here. As 87 gets in the wall and hooked the 15 machine back there. Under caution, that was not our last time we saw the iRacing.com pace car. We'll go ahead and go to the blimp cam and get yourself a replay. See what exactly unfolded here. And from what I saw, 87 got into the wall, bounced it off the wall, and hooked the 15. Just trying to look here. Yeah, that's all that happened. 87 got on the wall, and essentially that just bounced him off the wall. And I will say this is something I did deal with in the brief practice I partook in. Believe it or not, like if you do make a decent contact with that wall, it will bounce you off and send you a spinning. And unfortunately, the 15 machine in Tresnot was involved in that. And our most recent relief lap recipient is it has some very major right front damage. But we need to talk about our current relief lap recipient. So I'll go to the 48 machine of Ram Habitat. Yeah, he'll get his lap back. He'll be back on the lead lap. Top 8 cars stayed on the racetrack. Hashon Company comes down pit road. They feel like 10 laps was enough going to pit road. Essentially trying to see if they can get those 10 lap pressure tires and do something with them. Coley took 2, Hash took 2, Drapeau took 2. Everyone else looks to be taking 4+ on their pit stops. When we get this race restarted, we'll have 5 laps to go here tonight. And so we're really starting to reel into that 201 mile per hour mark. 201 mile mark. Can we potentially go over that what's the phrase I'm looking for? I don't know. But we have a chance to go over that that scheduled distance of 201. Scheduled distance, that's the word I was looking for. So I don't think we've seen enough for the wrecking. And unfortunately, he did join during a wreck, Joey. And I'm really glad he did make it out to the stream. And no, Storm was in the 45 machine last year. He swapped over to a new organization here in Patterson Pamatite Racing. He's driving the Budweiser number 8. He really had to pay a lot of money to get that 8 from Dylan Hale, as he was just holding it hostage, and it was a lot of money. We're not talking like a money you'd pay in real life for like a charter, but it was a decent penny he had to pay to get the rights to drive that 8 machine. And then he had to deal with a lawsuit from Lamar Jackson for using the 8. The amount of money he had to pay to race the 8 was astonishing. But we'll go back racing here. 5 laps to go. It's Freeze, Gale, Patterson, Muniz, Klisterhuis, Reese, Cherry, Russi. Those guys stayed out. Cully, Hash, Drapeau, Rittenauer, and company came down pit road underneath this last caution. And as they reach the unsponsored restart zone, we're back racing here from Kansas. Again, another pretty equal start here. Freeze is going to get the advantage because it looked like he had a better push coming from that 8 Budweiser machine here. First time in a while we've seen this 8 out front. Talking early parts of stage 2. Strategy wasn't really playing in his favor there as those guys came down pit road. But he's back up in a second here trying to see if we can challenge that 23 machine and Freeze for the race lead. 4 laps to go. They're side by side behind us between the 25 and the 9. 25 is going to look like clear this 9 machine going into turn number 1. As they're 3 wide behind this, as the fresher tires, the Cully's coming into play here. Here also comes Eric Chapeau. These guys all, Chapeau and Cully pitted here, so they're on 10 lap fresher tires compared to the guys in front of them here coming to 3 laps to go. Do they have enough time to get through them to get to the race lead? My answer to my question is no. Freeze has a great advantage here, about half a second over Storm Patterson. Coming through 3 and 4, approaching 2 laps to go. Fortunately, I don't think there's enough time for Chapeau or Coley to do anything here as they're racing side by side back there for 4th. Troll will get equal with Cherry here for 4th going into the corner. As they'll come down the back straightaway for the penultimate time. Chapeau will be able to get to the outside here, seeing if he can do anything with it. Brandon will try to go and give enough dirty air to that 97 machine. Here comes the 45 to the inside. White flag should be displayed. This means this race is official. 1 lap to go, sponsored by nobody. Reese has about a 6/10 of a second lead. Unless he bends it here going through the corners, he should be fine. The battle is now back to 3rd here. Can Matt Cherry maintain in 3rd? He'll get by the 25 machine at Klosterhuis. Does Chapeau have something to say through 3 and 4? I don't think so. But for the first time this season, the number 23 machine of Kevin Freeze will be in victory lane as he wins the Ray's right turn on life 201. Followed by Storm Patterson and Matt Cherry, your top 3. Brandon Klosterhuis, Eric Chapeau, Josh Cully, Chris Gale, Ryan Muniz, Sawyer Rott, which I believe there was an accident here on the last lap. We'll go back and we'll watch that. And Caleb Rees, your top 10. Let's see what happened here coming to the line. Oh, it's Gale and Muniz got together. Okay, all right. So this is a battle for 7th. Let's see what unfolded here. Oh, Muniz is running Gale tight. Gale's thinking Muniz is going to go lower than he did. He didn't. And that caused him to go around. I mean, they didn't lose any spots doing that, but yeah, that's what happened. As we'll let Kevin Freeze burn it down. I don't really see any smoke coming from that 23 machine. But he played the strategy card right. Oh no, where'd he go? No! You're not gonna disappear on me. Yeah, there we go. As we'll see if he's in Discord. He isn't. He is in Discord. Hell yeah! We actually have our interviewees in Discord. We'll pull him into the booth. Starting with the race winner tonight, Kevin Freeze.
Hey, what's up?
Hell, this is the first time I think I've spoken to you this season.
Yeah, I haven't been around too much, so.
Well, you know, the first time I'm speaking to you is a good one because you won tonight's Ray's right turn on life 201.
Yeah, the boys said there's a Ray Rittenhour trophy. I can't wait to get that to honor my teammate. I'll build a little shrine to him.
That's the right thing to do. Do you know the meaning behind the race name? race? I do not know.
I do not know either. I am sure Kevin Hash would be happy to share with everybody what the meaning is.
You know what? Once I'm done interviewing this, guys, I'll pull him up here and I'll ask him. Well, you played the strategy card, right? What potentially was the final pit stop there of the race until we got those late race cautions. You took 2 tires and had about a 2-second lead over the guys who took 4. Had a pretty strong car most of the night.
The car was on, like, really gripped up with 2, and then when that caution came out, I came in and took 2 again, and that was I didn't know what the car was going to handle like, and that was the most throttle I could carry the entire race. Because then I set I made a comment that the thing had stupid grip, and it felt like it actually had more throttle if I wanted to carry it. And then I set my fastest lap of the race during that lap, and it was luckily the right call because I've been burned in the past, and I'm like, I'm just gonna double up to 2 and see what happens. And luckily it was the right call.
It was the right call. You're able to rebound after your, what was it, lap 2 spin and come out and win tonight's race?
Yeah. I think that was even lap 1.
It might have been lap 1. You know?
Because that thing all of a sudden just snapped loose out of nowhere on me. It was yeah, I'm going back. Like, I turned into the corner, and I think I just didn't account for I think I came off the throttle too quick, and the thing just went sideways, and there was no catching it. Like, I thought I had it under control, and then it went sideways again and again and again and again, and yeah. That thing was a handful. I wasn't expecting that because during practice, I was just consistently tight the entire time. So that's what I thought I would get, and most certainly did not.
Yeah, it was a very interesting. This car is even more unpredictable. You don't know what's going to happen. It's going to be plowing tight when you get behind someone. It's just going to snap loose. If you get close enough, does it spin?
Yeah, and it doesn't help that I haven't been on racing as much as I once was. So trying to figure it all out on the fly throughout the race. So it's the tire model seems a little bit more forgiving and predictable than the last one. So that's nice to see. Like, you have, feels like a little bit more control over what's going to happen as compared to just basically just trying to crawl around the track and not burn them up, or just burn them up, get your spots, and then you can just hold everybody off. So this was pretty fun to race with.
Well, that's great to hear. Well, congratulations on winning tonight's race. Before we go ahead and let you go, is there anyone like to give a quick shout out to, a quick thank you for?
Yeah, thank you to you for putting on the broadcast, the admins of the league, and all the boys I raced with tonight. It's always fun to join them out on track. We get to mess around a bit when we're in our Discord channel, so it's a great time, and it was nice to be on track with everyone.
Well, congratulations on getting your first win of the season. Maybe we'll see you out next week at Talladega, or be able to see you at Charlotte. I don't know, man.
Yeah, I'm hoping to make it out to Talladega. These cars are a heck of a lot of fun to drive on the super speedway.
Well, so, hang on. You haven't drove it since they updated the car on the super speedway, have you?
A little bit. When was the last big update?
Ooh, this was about...
It was before May. We're good.
No, it was a month ago.
Oh, then we'll see. I'm sure it'll be different, but I just enjoy them.
It's you're gonna be in for a surprise.
We'll see. Hopefully it's a good time though, and we put on a good race.
I hope so. Well, congratulations on your win tonight, and look forward to potentially seeing you out next week.
All right, thanks, man. Have a good night.
Yeah. As that was race winner tonight, the 23 machine of Kevin Freeze. We'll go ahead and pull up. Oh, he's streaming in Discord. All right, we'll go third. We'll go up to third. We'll wrap back around to second place. We'll pull up Matt Cherry. We'll pull him up into the booth. we'll have a quick word with him and talk about his third place finish tonight.
Sup?
You finished third.
Yeah, I shouldn't have. I really don't know what happened there because I was like 2 laps down for like 60 laps, and I got my laps back, and caution came out late, took some tires, and drove the hell out of it.
I would say you played the strategy right.
Honestly, I think I could have won the race if I'd had a couple more laps.
It's so hard to tell with these cars now because of the dirty air and what the hell these tires are gonna do. And
I smacked the wall, knocked the toe out of it at the beginning of the race, so I didn't get the damage fixed until that last stop there, and I got that 10 seconds of toe damage fixed, and it drove like a brand new race car. And I was able to wrap the bottom like I wanted to. I think that was my struggle for the most of the night because I never could get that damage fixed because I was trying to keep my track position and I screwed that all up early on. But it is what it is. I'll take a third place finish and go on to wherever it is we are next week.
Talladega.
Oh yeah.
I don't know how Talladega is gonna be. I ran a Draft Masters there and I hated my life. So
well, if you got your team working with you, I think it'll be okay. But if you ain't got no friends, don't expect to finish good.
which I don't think we'll see side by side racing though. That's
you might see 2 wide, but I think if you put it 3 wide, you're gonna be pushing for the parachute dragon.
I didn't really do 3 wide race in that race. But a great rebound for you. I mean, like you said, you were a couple laps down earlier on. I mean, we did see you a couple times hit the wall, and really 10 seconds really made a huge difference on how the car drove.
Oh yeah, I knocked that toe out and I hit the wall, the outside wall, pretty hard early on because I got tight coming out of one of the turns, and I knew I broke it then, but I was still able to drive it to 9th place in the first stage, and I didn't really have time to fix it, so I just drove it until that last caution came out, and I just decided to fix it. And I drove. I think I restarted like 11th. I drove all the way up to 6th or something like that, and kept gaining track position on them. I was really able to stab the brake in the corners and roll the center of the corner pretty good. I don't know how fresher my tires was than Storm's and Brandon's, but I was eating them up to the corner.
Well, I could tell you that, did you take 4 tires on your last stop?
Yeah, I took 4. I think they may have took 2.
I think Brandon took 4 and Storm took 2, based on my timing I have here. So
yeah, I just didn't load the fuel. I didn't load the car up with fuel all the way. I mean, I put it full, but not completely full.
just enough to make it,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I was about 2.5 gallons short there if that caution when it came out.
Really?
Because I kind of screwed myself on the whole pit cycles that I had going on. Luckily, I don't know who it was. It was one of the SFTV cars that spun out and hit the wall, about killed me. That caution came out.
Oh yeah, you were one of those cars that were just right there, and it's like
yeah, I was right there. I mean, I seen him going up the track, and then I don't know what happened after that. He come down and I barely clipped him with my right front. It was just enough to make contact, but not tear the car up.
Well, it's a good thing because you're able to rebound to a 3rd place finish.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna go to Talladega and try to win it.
Hell yeah. That's a great thought to go to, man. Well, before we go ahead and let you go, because you do sound like you're a little bit tired here. I don't want to keep you all night. Is there anyone looking to give a shout out to, a quick thank you for?
I Just big shout out to Sawyer and everybody that puts this on every week. I enjoy racing here. Been here since 2017, and everybody's got a home for sim racing, and this has been my home for a long time. It gets frustrating at times because some people don't think with a brain, but it's racing. It happens.
That is very true. Well, congratulations on your P3 finish tonight, and we'll see you next week at Talladega.
All right, we'll see you.
As that was third place finisher, Storm is still sharing his screen. And I feel like I'd be an asshole to pull him up in here. But we're going to do it. All right, so we're going to pull him into the booth. We'll get his second place interview done. So I know for a fact he was debriefing with Brandon over...
I forgot.
You forgot what?
Well, I finished second.
You finished second. How do you forget that?
I'm a goldfish.
Okay, that's fair. So let me get you were debriefing with Brandon there for a brief second about the caution earlier, right?
Yeah.
Did you guys come to agreements or nah?
Well, listen. At the end of the day, me and Brandon have been doing this for a very long time.
Mm-hmm.
We tend to do this a little bit, so we just have a routine at this point. I went in there and I from my side of the story, and I don't know how you see it, but he got loose.
That's exactly
yeah. Go ahead. Go ahead. Tell me.
Yeah,
what
from
you
my
saw.
point of view, I saw him get loose, and you kind of can go see on the onboard, like you can see a little bit there, like he got loose, and then had to check up a little bit, and unfortunately, you had nowhere to go.
I mean, I was on the brakes. I did everything in my power not to do that. With this new aero build, like they have it where you can pack air on the left side of the spoiler and it gets people loose in front of you. But I sat and I looked very hard at this, and the second that Brandon's car starts to yell out, I'm like, I'm a considerable amount back,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm on the brakes the second he starts yelling out, and we're seeing it different today, and it is what it is. He got wrecked, and I get it, and frustrations are high.
Mm-hmm.
It is what it is. I'm not gonna come on here and air things out, but I can say with full confidence I didn't mean to do that. I think the replay proves that. Do I understand Brandon's frustration? Very much so. I heard he was a little upset about the end of the race. I'm not quite sure what about the end of the race he was upset with me about. But he had a rough night with losing the race on that pit strategy and all that. So I get it, and I'm sure later on cooler heads will prevail, as Brandon told me. But I scammed a second place finish. And I don't know.
Would you really say you scammed it though? I mean, that early part of the race, you were one of the fastest cars in the race.
For whatever reason, when I don't know if it's the fact that I'm on 2 hours of sleep and I'm very tired, or just something changed with the track and it just didn't mesh with me. But something when it changed to nighttime, I just didn't mesh well at all. I was so slow. That second stage when Ryan got around me, he took off. For whatever reason, it just I wasn't running well there at the very end of the race, and that 2-tire call definitely allowed me to get a second place finish. So I think I was probably like a 6th to 5th, which isn't that good. But I also think with it being a night race and all this, clean air was a big deal, and my second stage pit call blunder did not do me any favors. I lost every bit of track position I had, and I lost it for Ryan too. And that's on me at the end of the day. I cost us very valuable points. But, we'll go to Talladega. And like I said, I'll try to talk to the 25. We'll try to figure it out. But, just one of them deals. Like I said, apologize to the 25 and the JCOM group. Didn't mean to do that.
No, you didn't mean to do that. So hopefully, Tomorrow
Yeah,
we'll be
I
just
mean-
joking about it. So
You've been around long enough.
I'm well aware.
You've seen me and Brandon throw haymakers plenty of times. I mean, it happened.
Oh yeah,
I kind of made a joke with him. I was like, dude, it's every round of 8. Like we do this, and I'm just, it's just a little past his prime. But it is what it is. I love Brandon to death. He's a very good friend of me, but we're just two very competitive people, and two very competitive people that run together on the racetrack. We're gonna hit each other sometimes. So it is what it is. But I'll take second place. Like I said, we'll go to Dega, and hopefully PPR can have another good points day as we try to knock down that team championship.
but you can do that because I looked. You were chasing a team that hasn't ran in 5 weeks.
Yeah, we still are. I think the main goal is to get in front of Sip and Shine though. So we'll see. I think we got pretty good points tonight though.
Yeah, you did. I mean, you finished second. Eric finished fifth. I don't know if we're only counting 2 or 3 cars, but Eunice finished eighth. Decent points.
I think we're doing 3, and we had really good. We could have had I'm very disappointed in the stages, but I get out of your hair, and thank you for the broadcast and all that.
Is that it? Any other thank yous?
No. Thank you to my PC for not blowing up tonight. That was cool. That's about it.
All right. Well, congratulations on your P2 finish tonight, and we'll see you at Talladega next week.
Thank you, brother.
Is that was second place finisher? Now Kevin's sharing his screen. What the hell? All right, I'm gonna pull him in here because I have this question. All right, he's gonna have to deal with this. I just have a question. All right.
What?
So what is the meaning behind the race name tonight? I was told to ask you.
I don't know, something about like a race sucking or something like that. So then he quick wanted to name it something against Ray since the sponsorship was available. So he it was going to be Right Turn on Life, but then
That is the name of the race.
that is
Ray's
the name
Right
of the
Turn
race.
on Life.
Yeah.
It also had like 4 lines. Do you want to hear the original name of the race?
oh god.
I mean,
Let me see if I can discover it real
hang
quick.
on,
It's
is it PG? Is it
Yeah,
PG?
it's PG.
Okay.
It's just really long.
All right.
Let me see if I can't find it real quick because this happened. Oh,
Another question I have. Oh,
Ray
sorry.
Rittenhour's Right Turn on Life 201 can't drive the High Line without crashing into reality at Kansas Speedway.
I don't
That
think
is the full birth name of the race.
I feel like that should have been the full entire name. That should have been the name on my
I
graphic.
couldn't have fit that onto a logo. That was the
Especially
issue. That's
onto
what
a
I said.
trophy.
I'm going to say I couldn't fit it onto a logo for a trophy. That just wasn't doable.
Now, speaking of a trophy, real quick, what are you gonna do
Yes.
with the trophy you did last week, Kevin? You won last week.
Hopefully I can put it on the mantle up here beside the previous championship trophy. And by the looks of this round so far, probably the only championship trophy. So at least I can put the Chicago win and the Milwaukee win beside it. Make it look a little better.
So you're gonna have my face right there. You're just gonna be like, hell yeah.
This is true. I didn't even think about that.
I didn't think about it until the next day. I'm like, I forgot to ask him about that. Well, you finished 12th tonight. I asked all my questions I had. Is there anything else you'd like to chime in about?
2 tires were better than 4.
That's what I'm hearing.
That's for sure.
That's what I'm hearing. I don't know how. This tire model is very confusing.
Well, it doesn't help when the setup builders have decided that we need more cross weight than anything.
I don't think the
heard
set of
this-
builders have touched these cars
Yeah.
at this track yet. I think that's the issue.
That's probably
Now,
the case.
Uh,
Hopefully they catch the
I do have a question for you.
Yeah,
Alex.
go ahead. That's the question.
Did you get the points all updated, you believe, correctly based off
No,
of
I did
the
not
absolute
get
chaos we had at the end of the stages?
I did not write down a single stage result. No.
Yeah, that's probably for the best because we did not end it under green for either of them tonight.
No. The moment.
Well,
I thought
can
I could.
tell you
The moment I
what
thought I
our playoff
could do
standings
stage
are.
one, I didn't know where Luke was finishing in stage one. And then stage
He did
two,
not get stage points.
All right. And then stage two, I just completely forgot because I was looking at some.
So our cutoffs is Storm is 16 above the cutoff in the lead now. Brandon Kluserhoos is 11 above. Kevin Hash is 9 above, and Chris Gale's 3 above. And then Drapeau is 3 out. Cherry is 5 out. Munoz is 8 out, and Matt Quick is 28 points out.
He had a rough
Not
night
good tonight.
tonight.
He sent it into turn one, and that was the end of it. And it became Ray's right turn on life for him,
Ooh.
and that was the end of his race.
The
And then I
81
think
machine is
Carabina
also-
collected him too.
Yeah.
Because I think Carabina got sideways trying to avoid him.
Yeah.
Yeah, just a very unfortunate deal there to happen on the first time. While Freeze was also wrecking at the same time. Absolutely crazy.
Yeah, I thought Freeze was the cause of the caution, and then I go back and I see
He
what
was.
happened.
No,
Oh.
he was. I did not know about the Matt Quick incident until after the caution was thrown. Because I watched Freeze going sideways and threw the caution because I was expecting somebody to plow into him. Which I think is a fair expectation.
That is fair. All right, Ryan, you joined the booth. What's on your mind?
You know,
How
I
did
just
you
want to
join
give a
the booth?
shout out to
How'd you
join the
Dylan
booth?
and Alex for this season.
How'd you get in here?
I left the
I
door.
also want to give a shout out to the 09 car, 25 car.
The 09 car. You're giving a
number
shout
8
out to
car.
Dave Matson. He hasn't raced here in a year.
Yeah, wait.
Giving a shout out to a man that doesn't even race anymore.
I'll tell
Shout
you
out to
after.
45, 35, 15. I mean, just shout them out, guys.
That's it. That's
Do you just want to go through the whole roster?
Do
and
y'all
shout
got
out
any
everybody?
liquor up here in the booth? I'm
No.
searching.
I want to shout
I-
out Kevin, especially Kevin Hash. Can't believe I
God.
forgot him.
you know,
Thank you, Kevin Hash. Thank you,
I
Alex.
might
and
need
Dylan
some liquor for
putting on
next week's
season.
race, so I'll make sure I'll have that
For
stocked.
next week's race? Well, fuel saving race next week.
It's gonna be can't pass race next week, so yeah,
Oh,
It's gonna be
is the
3
draft
wide.
package been made where you can't pass now?
yeah, you can't do shit.
Oh, I thought you. Oh, look at that
Whoa.
PG! Wow.
Well, there went the YouTube license.
Again for like the 15th times this season.
Hey, I wasn't the first one, all right.
Who was the first one?
Storm.
Wait a second.
Okay,
You don't
yeah,
have
I'm
a
not
live
surprised with
bleeper up in here? I can.
Need to, yeah, I need to be running
Yeah,
on
but-
that 7 or 8 second delay with the bleep button just ready to go.
You know that'd be the smart thing to do.
I don't know how you'd set that up, but I know it is doable
It
with
is
OBS.
doable, probably.
Have no idea how to do it though.
Well, I don't have. I ain't gonna put it on a
where-
keybind because then, yeah.
Where is my race
I
winner?
want to give a shout out to the league owner for letting us go to Kansas tonight. That was such a great track. I'm really unfortunate we don't have Phoenix this round. So
Yeah, just cool.
Yeah.
All right,
thank you.
I'm gonna end it. We'll see you guys next week at Talladega, and yeah. Anything else from you guys?
Hi, Mom.
Shout out the 8 car, man. Shout out 8 and 48, my team owners. Thank you, guys.
All right, that'll do.